Hello everyone, Bruce here to give you a tour of GitHub Desktop for Windows. I'll have a separate video for you people using a Mac. So the first thing you want to do is launch this GitHub Desktop. I don't know why I have a problem saying that, but I'm going to launch GitHub Desktop. And you should see a screen like this, a big blank screen. Now, I'm on Windows 10. It should look similar on other versions of Windows. And the first thing I want to do is point you to the options over here on the right-hand side. Okay, it says Options. And this should be your information that you used for GitHub, right? This is going to be the commit name that's going to be used for commits that you use. This is going to be the email address, okay? And the clone path, leave that for now where it is. If you want to change that, say, to repos or something like that, you can, wherever you're going to manage your code, okay? And then you have the ability here to change the shell. And this is what we did. If you look over here on the left-hand side, in class, we used the PowerShell, okay? And that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. So let's go back here. Now, I don't have any repositories right now. However, if I click on this pulsating plus sign here, I have the ability to create a new repository, to add a repository, or to clone a repository. So let's start first with the create a repository. So I am just going to call this, I don't know, we'll just call it testing GitHub Desktop. Okay, now notice I'm typing spaces and it's telling me that it's going to replace those with dashes. Okay, that's all well and good. And I'm going to tell it where I want to place this particular repo, right? This particular repo. And I'm going to find my C drive. Okay, there it is, C. And I'm going to go down to repos. There it is there. Okay. And I'm going to say create repository. Okay. Now I have a repository. I didn't need to, from the command line, issue the git init type of functionality. Okay? So there are the files. Okay? There are the files in my repository. Okay? Now, if I go out to the File Explorer and I find that repository on my repos here, okay, there it is, and there are the hidden files and folders. Okay? So we're good with that so far, right? Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to take, say, Project Fred. I think you all remember Project Fred from the other day. Okay. And I'm going to highlight those files. I'm going to copy them. And then I'm going to go into that particular repo on my C drive. Okay. I'm going to go to the repo on my C drive. And there it is. I'm going to paste in those files. Okay, so there are the files. I have a brand new repository, okay, and in that particular folder, in that repo, if I go under changes here, okay, up here on the top, changes, that was the history view, by the way. If I go under changes here, I can see that I have all these new files that have been added, okay. Now, one important thing to note, that when you're using GitHub Desktop, everything goes into the staging area by default. You're not going to have to manually add things to the staging area, okay, like you did in the past. You can, see these check marks right here, uncheck something when you want to go make a commit, right? Okay, so if you wanted to, selectively include in your initial commit certain files, you could do that, okay? So down here is where you make your commit message and then maybe some more of a description. So I'm just going to say here initial commit, and I'm going to leave the description blank, and notice it says commit to master, okay? Commit to master. You may also look right up here on the top and it shows you that you are in the master branch, okay? So let's commit to master. Okay, now the changes have been made, and if I go into history, okay, I can see all the files that were added, and in fact, I can see the green, by the way, indicates that that's new stuff, okay? Here it is, right? New stuff. Okay, there's the Clark logo. Okay, so now you can see that we created the repository and we had our initial commit in history. Okay, so there you go. That's how to establish and make your first commit. Now let's open up Sublime Text for a second. Let me open up Sublime Text, and let me close this file down. We don't want to save that. And let me open up a file in that repository. Okay, let me open up a file in that repository under repos. Let's open up, I don't know, the Clark HTML page, and let's just make Clark Penguins, Clark Super Penguins. Okay, and then we'll change Clark Penguins here to Clark Super Penguins. We'll save that. Okay, I hit Command S. Okay, I saved it. And if I go back down, back into my GitHub desktop, notice that it's telling me that there are both additions and subtractions, right, or deletions from that file. And if I click on the file, it shows me exactly what I did. And this file is, in fact, in the staging area. Okay, this file is in the staging area. Okay, so now I can enter a commit message because that's all the work that I really needed to do. I'm going to say added super to the title and to the heading, and I'm going to click on commit to master, and now my working directory is clean. And if I go back, I can see the history. Now, if I had made changes to multiple files, you'd be able to see that all right here. Okay? Is everyone okay with that so far? Okay. So the other thing that I want to show you is let's go to branching, right? So here I can see that we only have the master branch, right? And over here I have this create a new branch icon. So if I click on the branch and I give it a name, let's just use bug fix, kind of we've been going with that, and create a new branch. Okay, so now, okay, look at this graphic right here, right? It says that from the master branch I created this bug fix branch, and the head over here is now currently pointing to the bug branch, the bug fix branch. Okay, so now I can go back, right, into Sublime, right, and remember which branch I'm working on, right? I'm on the bug fix branch. So if I change this to Clark Super Penguins, and I save, whoops, and I save, and I go back here, right, it's currently in the bug fix branch. Okay, so there are the changes that I made to the bug fix branch, and you can keep on doing this as much as you want. Okay, so I hope you're good with that so far. I could commit this if I wanted to, and let's just say added super. Now just realize, okay, I'm over committing here. Okay, I'm just trying to use this as an example. So I'm going to do commit to bug fix, and now bug fix is clean, and I can see the history of bug fix. Okay, now you're probably asking, well, in GitHub Desktop, how do we perform the merge, right? How do we get this bug fix stuff? And notice that we're on our second commit here on the right hand side. Okay, and notice too some of the things you can do here, right? You can revert, go back a commit, which is really great, and then you could collapse everything. Okay, so if you're looking at too much stuff. Okay, so let's go back to the master branch here. I'm using the icon up here, the drop down, whatever you want to call it, and now you have the ability, right, to merge in another branch. Okay, you have the ability to merge in another branch. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, well, I'm going to show you how to do that in the next movie. I don't want to make this one too long.